China reports death of woman from combined H3N2, hydrogen nitride strains of bird flu.
Here's a summary of the article.
China grew 5.2% last year, more than most major economies. Mao was reacting to a reported remark by an Indian official at the World Economic Forum at Davos that India's investment rules for China could change once their relationship at the border stabilizes. The local government said search and rescue operations are underway, and that the cause of the fire is under investigation. It was not immediately clear how many people were injured in the accident. The renewed negative outlooks reflect a potential weakening in the governmental capacity to support score of their respective regional and local government owners, given the negative outlook on China's sovereign rating, Moody's said. A collapse in China's real estate market has been one of the key factors hindering the country's recovery from the shocks of the COVID-19 pandemic. What's at stake? Stable financial markets and a major driver of global economic growth.
This post received a score of 3,300, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than screenings of close contacts were negative and no suspected cases were found, it said. Whole genome sequence analyses of the virus showed that the hydrogen nitride virus is of avian origin and could not effectively infect humans, it said. Keeping an eye on this anyways.
Well, it infected her, so there's that.
Animal-to-human infection is bad. Animal-to-human infection is 10x worse. COVID-19 was only animal-to-human infection too, until it wasn't. And Chinese authorities downplayed it until it was way too late.
Animal-to-human happens all the time, especially with people who work closely with animals for long periods of time. It's only a concern in that rate moment where the virus not only figures out how to infect a human but to also then jump from human to human.
4 years later. Leap year, 49ers vs. KC Super Bowl, Trump vs. Biden, and March coming up. I want off this ride.
Groundhog Quadrennial.
Chiefs and Niners Super Bowl, tensions in Iran, and a disease from China, Trump vs. Biden, how original.
We didn't start the fire.
I get knocked down.
But she's touching his chest now.
China, can you maybe chill with pumping out new virus strains?
Basic hygienic sanitary norms, something which is not respected in all of China as the cause of possible epidemics and worst-case scenario, pandemics.
It's more because poultry, and beef, and pigs, are now farmed on industrial scale. They're basically virus factories, and their existence is directly a result of the global demand for cheap meat.
My father was telling me recently how much of a luxury chicken was in the 50s as a kid. No chicken industrial farms meant you had to grow them yourself basically, which many did for eggs. At the same time, lamb was cheap though.
Lamb has always cost what lamb costs lol. It's mainly due to the fact you can't factory farm them. Their wool would simply cause way too many infections if left unattended. Also, that wool can be sheared a few times before slaughter, so I'd imagine sheep offset the price of their mest slightly by producing wool on top.
Wool was the crop. Before synthetic fabrics and such, wool would have been in great demand. Little baby boy lambs don't make more lambs. Need a stud ram and a paddock full of ewes and 1 or 2 little babies every year per head. I remember in the early 90s that we as a family ate lamb quite a bit. The good cuts like cutlets and back straps. We were an upper middle class household. The idea of eating those cuts today is ridiculous. That's shit's expensive.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.